All right, let's talk about something huge. If you've ever looked at the housing market and thought there's just no way, or if you think real estate investing is only for people with tons of cash, then you're going to want to stick around for this. Today, we're diving into one of the smartest ways to get into the game in 2026. It's called house hacking. Seriously, just let that sink in for a second. This isn't some crazy far-off dream. It's the whole idea behind house hacking. And believe me, thousands of regular people are doing this right now. It's all about flipping the script and turning your single biggest monthly bill, your rent or mortgage, into a machine that actually makes you money. So, what exactly is this thing? In this first part, we're going to break down what house hacking means, and we'll look at the different ways you can actually pull it off. And honestly, it's probably a lot simpler than you think. At its core, that's really all it is. You buy a place with a little extra space, you live in your part, and you rent out the rest. That rent money doesn't just go into your pocket, it goes straight towards paying off your mortgage. The key here, the really big idea, is that you're using the roof over your head to start building real wealth. And the cool thing is, there are so many ways to do this. You know, the classic move is buying something like a duplex, living in one side and renting out the other. But hey, it works just as well if you buy a regular house and just rent out the spare bedrooms. Or maybe you have a walkout basement that could be its own apartment, or a garage you could convert. The point is, the strategy is flexible enough to fit whatever your local market looks like. Okay, so right about now you might be thinking, wait a minute, don't I need a massive 20% down payment to buy an investment property? And this right here is the secret sauce. This is what makes house hacking possible for so many people. Because you're actually going to live there, the bank doesn't see you as an investor. Nope, they see you as a regular homeowner. And that number, that changes everything. With an FHA loan, which is super popular for first-time buyers, you can get into a property, even a multifamily property, with as little as 3.5% down. That is an absolute game changer. It just shatters the biggest barrier that keeps most people from ever getting started. But look, it's not all just collecting rent checks and relaxing. Let's be real. Like any smart move, house hacking has amazing benefits, but it also has its challenges. So in this next part, we're going to get honest about what you're really signing up for. On the one hand, the pros are incredible. You could literally wipe out your housing payment, you're building wealth with your tenants' money, and you're learning how to be a landlord in the safest way possible. But on the other hand, you are a landlord. Your tenants are your neighbors. You got to know the laws. You're the one they call when the sink is clogged, and you're responsible for filling empty units. It's a hands-on job for sure, not some get-rich-quick fantasy. Okay, theory is nice, but let's see what this looks like in the real world. How does the math actually shake out? Let's walk through a pretty typical example so you can see the financial engine at work here. Now, to keep this realistic for 2026, we're not going to pretend you're buying in San Francisco. We're looking at markets where duplexes and triplexes are still actually affordable. You know, places you can find all across the Midwest and the Southeast. Think cities like Kansas City, Birmingham, or Indianapolis. Okay, so check this out. Let's say you find a solid duplex for about $170,000. Each side can rent for $950 a month. Simple enough, right? You move into one unit and you get a tenant to rent the other. So right away, you've got $950 of income rolling in every single month. Now for the fun part. Let's say your all-in mortgage payment, that's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, comes out to about $1,250 a month. But you get to subtract the $950 your tenant is paying you. So what are you left with? You're living in your own property for $300 a month. I mean, that is just incredible. That's less than most people's car payments. And that's really the bottom line here. This isn't some kind of financial magic trick. It's not hype. It's just simple, powerful arithmetic. You're using someone else's rent payment to obliterate your own housing costs. The numbers just work. All right, are you feeling fired up yet? Good, because knowing what house hacking is one thing, but knowing how to do it is what makes all the difference. So let's lay out a super clear 5-step action plan to get you from here to your first property. This is it. This is the number one question everybody has. We already touched on that amazing low down payment, but let's look a little closer at the most common tool people use to make this a reality. Honestly, the FHA loan feels like it was tailor-made for house hacking. The down payment is tiny, it's specifically designed for people who will live in the property, and you can use it on buildings with up to 4 separate units. Plus, the credit score requirements are usually a bit more forgiving than other loans. Now, of course, if you're a veteran, a VA loan is incredible, and conventional loans can work great too. But for most beginners, FHA is the way to go. And here's your playbook. Step 1, Get your finances in order. That means checking your credit and saving up that down payment. Step 2, talk to a lender and get pre-approved specifically for a multifamily home. Step 3, figure out your comfort zone. Do you want roommates or do you want a tenant in a totally separate unit? Step 4, analyze deals conservatively. Run the numbers as if things could go wrong, not just right. And finally, step 5, screen your tenants like your financial future depends on it, because it does. As we start to wrap this up, I think it's really important to frame this the right way. House hacking isn't a shortcut to Easy Street. It's not passive. What it is, though, is a powerful launchpad. It's an active, hands-on strategy that gives you an unbelievable financial head start in life. So, if you only remember 3 things from all this, make it these. 1, you can drastically, and I mean drastically, reduce your biggest monthly bill. 2, your tenant is literally paying down your loan and building your net worth for you. And 3, you get a real-world MBA in real estate investing, all with very little risk. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. So many of us are always waiting for that perfect time to make a big move, to invest in our future. But house hacking lays out a clear, numbers-based path to do just that. So maybe, just maybe, the right time isn't something you wait for, maybe it's something you create.